You alright?
Yeah, I've got a flat tire.
Take my bike.
Hey, that is so kind. Thank you. I'm sorry I don't know your name. I'm Felix.
Oliver.
Oliver.
I
Oliver.
don't think I'll ever go home again.
Well, why don't you come home with me? Come to Saltburn. And here he is now.
Oh.
I had them hang up an old school dinner jacket. We dressed for dinner here.
Dressed for dinner?
Yeah, it was like black tie.
You're so,
So what?
real. I think you're a moth. Quiet, harmless, drawn to shiny things.
I don't think I'll ever go home again.
Embark on an exhilarating journey as we unravel the enigmatic narrative of a recent film that has captivated audiences worldwide. Dive into the complexities of its plot, dissecting twists and turns that leave viewers in awe. Join us for our exploration, discovering the hidden beauty within the storyline. The film opens with a young man, Oliver Quick played by Barry Keoghan, discussing his connection with Felix Catton played by Jacob Elordi with an off-screen person. Oliver states he was not in love with Felix, even though he did love him. At Oxford University in 2006, Oliver doesn't fit in with the other wealthy students because he is a scholarship recipient. He is initially approached by another student named Michael Gavey played by Ewan Mitchell, who comes across as a little uncomfortable and unsettling. He also has a rough start with another student named Farley Start played by Archie Madekwe. While returning to his room, he finds Felix with his bike after getting a flat tire. Felix is grateful to Oliver for offering him his bike so he can reach his destination. Felix has become fond of Oliver, so Oliver starts spending more time with him. When Michael informs Oliver that Felix and his pals would ultimately grow tired of him, Oliver effectively begins to ignore him. At one point, Felix's fiancée Annabelle played by Sadie Savarol, who had previously disapproved of Oliver for his alleged poverty, hooks up with Oliver after Felix calls off their plans. Oliver subsequently sobs as he enters Felix's room and tells Felix that he has just discovered that his father died, possibly after a night of drinking. Later, Oliver claims he is unable to return home because his mother is a drug addict and he does not feel secure there. Felix offers Oliver a chance to join him at his family's estate in Saltburn over the summer. Oliver travels to Saltburn with Felix after the lads complete their final examinations, arriving at their expansive estate. Oliver gets to know Felix's parents, Lady Elspeth played by Rosamund Pike and Sir James played by Richard E. Grant, Elspeth's friend Pamela played by Carey Mulligan, and Felix's sister Venetia played by Alison Oliver. Felix feels embarrassed since he has told his family everything about Oliver, and Elspeth presses Oliver with intrusive questions about his family and home life. Since Farley and Felix are cousins, he also stays at Saltburn. Next day, Oliver spends time in the field outside the mansion, where he is naked, with Felix, Venetia, and Farley. Later in the day, Oliver watches as Felix masturbates in the bathtub, and then later goes to slurp up the remaining bath water when he is gone. While he grows closer to Felix, Oliver also starts to hang about Elspeth and Venetia. He first tells Elspeth that Pamela is plotting a dirty trick on her in an attempt to force her to leave Saltburn. He meets Venetia near the garden later that evening, and while she is menstruating, they have oral sex. When Felix learns of this via Farley, he becomes uncomfortable with Oliver spending time with his sister in that manner. After that, the Cattons throw a party at the estate. In an attempt to make fun of Oliver for having practically moved into the Cattons' house, Farley makes him sing the Pet Shop Boys song, Rent, during karaoke. Oliver enters Farley's room at night and gives him a handjob while crawling over him and threatening him. Farley is expelled from Saltburn in the morning because it was alleged that he was trying to pilfer from the estate. Later on, when Oliver is with Felix and Elspeth, she says in passing that Pamela passed away, with the strong implication that it was due to suicide. Oliver's birthday is approaching, so the Cattons are organizing a celebration before the summer ends. Oliver appears to be attempting to evade Felix's unexpected visit to see his mother. When the boys go to Oliver's house, Felix is shocked to learn that not only is Oliver's mother Paula played by Dorothy Atkinson, pleasant and healthy, but also that his father Jeff played by Sean Dooley, is still alive and the family is doing fairly well. Felix is officially put off by Oliver and his lies, despite him attempting to defend himself. Felix instructs him to leave Saltburn after the party. When Farley arrives at the party, he makes fun of Oliver and remarks that he doesn't belong at Saltburn as much as Farley does. Oliver gets unhappy when the party sings for him and realizes that no one even knows his name. Oliver then goes into the family's maze outside the mansion, where he finds Felix. Felix is over Oliver, despite Oliver's best efforts to keep their friendship alive. Oliver hears people yelling desperately for Felix in the morning. In the midst of the maze where he and Oliver had been fighting, the family discovers him dead. Venetia and Fairley fall to the ground in shock. Later, Oliver and the family, together with Farley, have an awkward meal. Farley is charged with using drugs the previous evening, which may have had a role in Felix's demise. Elspeth begs Oliver to stay at Saltburn after Felix's funeral. When Oliver enters the bathroom while Venetia is taking a shower, she starts to accuse him of taking advantage of her family since, despite only having known Felix for 6 months, he seems to be obsessed with him. Venetia is discovered dead the following day after slitting her wrists in the bathtub. James asks that Oliver leave Saltburn after her death and even makes a payment to him to do so. Over a decade passes, with Oliver long having left Saltburn. He learns of James's passing from a newspaper. Elspeth is delighted to see him when he later bumps into her at a coffee shop. She extends an invitation to return to Saltburn once they have caught up. The film then reveals that Oliver has been talking to Elspeth, who is on her deathbed. He then confesses as she lays dying that he was responsible for everything that has happened to her family. Oliver punctured Felix's bike tire in an effort to meet him and enter his life. He poisoned Felix in the maze after giving him a bottle he drank from, but Oliver had vomited the poison out. He also slipped razor blades next to Venetia to give her the idea to commit suicide. Oliver had also sent an email to get Farley removed from Saltburn, and later managed to get Elspeth to sign over all her assets to Oliver, effectively allowing him to inherit all of Saltburn. Oliver once again talks about how he loved and hated Felix, but was never in love with him. He then pulls out Elspeth's breathing tube to kill her. Oliver moves into the Cattons' mansion and later dances around the house naked to murder on the dance floor. As we wrap up this exploration, I'm eager to hear your thoughts. What's your take on the unexpected twists? What's your take on the twisted mind of the protagonist? Share your theories on the enigmatic ending below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into cinematic wonders.